Alright, time for video number 2. And so we decided to switch positions with T. She's got my back on the cleanup here. And we got another fun discussion for you, but I want to get a little clearer and understanding with how powerful this information is. And because of my life experience and my observations, this is very scientific, my friends, very scientific. It's based on everything I've watched and seen in my entire life as far as the human body, how it works, what we're capable of, and we're not going to get into that today. But God created the perfect machine. It says it in that one book about, in His image, well, in God's image, our bodies are the perfect machine. And there are the evil people. And you can say, some might say, and I have observations in my own life that would back up the statement that there are other entities and or spirits or energies that are on the opposition, as per my previous video, the one just before this one. But we are the perfect machine, and it was created. Ooh, it's looking good. Just keep rinsing the sponge. The more you rinse the sponge, the easier it comes off. Oh, that looks great. So, let's lay down scientific engineering view of it. And I've done this before, and I know not everybody sees or hears this or gets this or comprehends this, but when I say the perfect machine, it is more than just a machine. Our bodies are amazing things that have been created to overcome and accomplish things in ways that most of us can't even wrap our head around, simply because we don't really take in the whole, the big picture, the full girth and full view of what human beings can do. So many of you have heard, well, some of you will have heard in my videos that I have no patience, no stomach for people who say, I can't, that can't, because you go, get out of here, little girl. Get out of here, little girl. They're flying today. Going out. Out. I'm going to shut the door. That'll help change my lighting a little bit. So I have no tolerance for people, human beings, that will give you some BS is why you can't do something. Because I can go on YouTube and show you a video of somebody who has overcome the most enormous physical and mental setbacks to become the best at something above and beyond the majority of other human beings. Okay? There are no excuses. We all can be better than we are. And I say this, and I've said it before, and some of you will remember this. I think more highly of you than you think of yourself. I give people far more credit about what their abilities are. So when I have a discussion with those, especially those who are in closer relationship, like my community members, I got one gentleman, buddy, I'm talking to you when I say, I know you have more capabilities, and when I don't put up with I can'ts, you get frustrated because you really want to tell me what your excuses are. Okay? So set that part aside. Let's talk about the machine that our bodies are, and some things that I want to share with you that are some of the most powerful information that you can have when it comes to keeping your machine, considering the WAR tactics that are being applied to us and have been applied to us, and are openly being discussed about them being applied to us over the last 2 years, and the last 40, 60 years because of other entities. And that is your machine, and you might want to get a piece of paper and write this down. If I were like the other bald guy, I might have a whiteboard and I might write it up here so that maybe you see it and understand this. But your machine is perfect so long as you give it all the proper ingredients that are necessary for your body to operate, and in the proper proportion, because everything can be good and everything can be lethal. One of the things our government did many years ago was it started doing studies on everything, and it's one question that it would ask when it studied every element in every concoction that it came up with. Hold on, honey. Let me get this right. That excess right there is that all right, sorry about that. The memory filled up in this card, and I had to go into the house and dump the memory on it so that we could keep going. And T's gotten a big move on us real quick here. Very nice. All right, so what was the last thing I said, honey?
Our bodies were the perfect machine.
Well, yeah, that, and there was something else I was saying. As long as you put the correct ingredients into it. All right, well, there's plenty of information that tells you what those are if you do your research. So I'm going to simplify it. There's 2 things I want to share with you. I've shared them with you all before, but let's just put it this way. As stated in the other video of the condition that we're in, there are direct lethal assaults being made upon humans. And it is because they are using stuff that is being put into the body, which the body is not supposed to be dealing with, right? It's just that simple. When you inject poisons into bodies, or spray poisons up there, or you eat poisons that are not natural there, then you're putting things in your body that interfere with your body's ability to operate at its best function. So today's video is to give you, and each and every one of you who watch this, an understanding of what you need to change in some form or fashion to meet the ingredients that I'm going to share with you. So I brought them in here, and I've done this before. We're going to do it again. Your body needs a little bit of everything, okay? And it states, and I've got it on my video, Genesis 1:29, I think it is. You don't have to take your shoes off. We're going to wipe this down again, honey.
I know, but
you get it on your socks. Diagonal, honey. And oops. Your body needs every bit. Let's see if I can do this with the lighting. Every bit of all the ingredients God created. At some level, your body needs a little bit of every bit of all those essential minerals and stuff. Okay? Okay? This is what your body needs. And it's most of it. It's not all of it. We're going to get into the rest of it. But as I have stated in so many videos, when it comes to being self-sufficient, I'm going to pop out here. You want to put into your body highly mineralized plants that put those minerals into their enzymes as they grow and take it from the soil. And you want to eat that stuff, or animals that eat this stuff, so that they have the mineralization in them. You need to eat highly mineralized plants. As Genesis 1:29 says, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the planet, and they will be your food. And so there you go. But the problem is, most of you are aware that our soils have been farmed into depletion of those minerals. Right? So most of what you get in the way of food is just big airbags. Honey, we need to just let it dry now. Because if we wipe too much, we will. You've done a fine job. Y'all, make a comment. Did she not do an awesome job of cleaning up my mess? We have a running. It's still not out of my chest, folks, or hers. We're still fighting this. All right. So the evidence I wanted to share with you is the next item. We'll get to that in just a second, but. When we were assaulted and attacked with these lethal means, if it wasn't for the fact, I'm going to do this section next, if it wasn't for the fact that T and I are pretty darn healthy from eating like this, and I was going to add in this real quick, there's plenty of evidence that shows that people who eat food grown around volcanic deposits, volcanic ash deposits, like what you're seeing in La Palma, and BP's kind of BP Earthwatch has kind of talked about that in some of his videos about the banana plantations and stuff that grow there. You want to talk about eating high quality food. The bananas that were grown in the volcanic ash and volcanic stuff that's coming out of the mountain, because of that, have highly mineralized fruit, and it is extraordinarily healthy for you to be eating. So you want to eat that first. And if it wasn't for that, I do not believe that T and I might even be standing here today because of the serious level of attack that we underwent. However, very, very, very few man-made products would I ever consider doing what I'm going to do now. I don't do it on a regular basis because to me it is a personal choice, because it is a company product. Now that there is a mine, these guys get those bloomin' minerals from on longevity, and there's a, did you do a full, good, there's a mine that they mine all this, and that it has almost the exact perfect proportions of those minerals. Pretty cool stuff. You gotta look it up. But let's talk about, you hold that, isogenics here. I don't promote this because I don't want to do it as a business, and that's what you have to do, because this is one of those companies that is a people company, and they do it through an MLM style of setup, which means in order to buy this stuff, you have to get it through somebody who is an associate. And we started 10 years ago with this. Mm-hmm. And I got into it for one reason and one reason only, because of the health aspects of it. Mm-hmm. I have never in my life seen any man-made product that I would even want to put my name anywhere near that had the quality of effects that this has. So I'm not going to get into the full story. Just in brief, the guy who created this was bad lighting. The guy who created this was a
wasn't he a doctor?
He was a doctor. He was a naturopath type of doctor, and I can't remember. And I'm probably going to say this wrong, but he was in his older years, and he was already a formulator for health food products, and he always looked for natural things. And what happened was he got bit by a brown recluse, and it started eating him up, and he wanted to find a cure for it, and there's no pharmaceutical.
Everybody he talked to said that he'd lose his hand.
He was going to lose it, and then he went through and he put everything he could that he knew the human body needed into this product. And it did. It stopped
it stopped the infection, and he saved his hand.
Yeah, and this guy 10 years ago was in his mid-upper 90s, and he was running 2-3 marathons a year.
I thought he was younger than that. Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe I thought he was in his 90s. That's what. Well, we.
It's been.
Anyway, point is this.
It's got everything you need.
This has been sold as a weight loss product, and let me explain to you what happens. We are dealing with toxins and toxicities, and that's what we're talking about. We got the perfect machine that we've been eating into our mouth and breathing into our nose and absorbing into our skin, all the toxicities that have been applied to us via the beast system. And it is the beast system that is doing this because they know, government knows what you put in to make you better versus what you put in to break your machine down.
That's why the pharmaceuticals are always pushing the chemo.
Yeah, they're pushing stupid shit. All right, so we're at war with them. We're at war with the corporations, and we're at war with government.
Well, and
I said that in this video, and I didn't want to. All right, so let me get on to this. All right.
This stuff is great because 10 years ago, when Erin and I first met, literally I was much heavier than what you see.
Yeah, you were.
I was at least 40 pounds overweight.
You're more than that. You were way heavier than it. So it was a weight loss. So let's go back to the perfect recipe. The perfect recipe is your machine operates so long as it gets everything it needs in it. Now, when you put things in your body that it doesn't know what to do with, chemical concoctions and pharmaceuticals.
It's called fat cells.
Yeah, let me get to that. I'm getting to that. Your body doesn't know what to do with this toxin, and it wants to protect itself. So it will take that toxin, surround it with fat, and then pack it in places that it doesn't know what to do with.
Yep.
Okay? This stuff, because it has all the keys to unlock your body's ability to cleanse itself on a cellular level, is what allows your body to essentially cleanse itself. When you put all the right things into the machine, it can get in there and I'm talking too much. Pardon me. It will get in there, and give your cells the keys to unlock all the bound up toxicity, and then it comes out the bowels, and it's nasty. It cleanses you, and then you lose the weight and you lose the fat. And this is why every freaking diet that's ever been done out there fails, because you can go out here and run forever and work and physically do this and do that and lose the weight, and as soon as you stop, you put it right back on because you have all the toxicity in your body. This cleans it. And all of you who messaged us and talked to us about, get on vitamin D, take your vitamin C, get zinc, get this, chaga coffee. We went through
all of that in
everything, and this has all that in it.
Has all the vitamins.
So you don't need to go buying extra bottles of it or big bottles of this, because here's again, I'm going to go to the recipe that if you don't understand this, you don't understand why you're wasting your time, because the pharmaceuticals put together these 10,000 IBUs of this issue, and your body can't absorb it, and what does it do? It makes really expensive pee. So these minerals are put into an enzymatic form that is the same as the natural, or similar to, that allows your body to absorb and use it. at the right proportions. So when we got assaulted and attacked, in the same way a lot of people are being done to by the government and the corporations and whatnot, we went down hard. I mean, I couldn't physically move for days. It's got into our chest, which is not 100% gone. But for 10 solid days, we took everything that everybody was talking about. The ivermectin, we took that. I took the hydroxychloroquine. I will never do that again because every freaking
side effect
it said I ended up with, especially the tightness in my chest and the ability to breathe. I thought I was dead. I even said it, and she's like, "No, you're not." I said, "I'm dying, honey. I'm done. I can't breathe. I'm done."
And you quit it. You only took it a couple of times, and I said, "No more."
And as soon as we could get our hands on some currency units, we put an order in for this. And
you started getting better.
And it took us 3 days to get it, and that was 10 days into us fighting this thing. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I started doing it, I started with the poops. And it oh my God, it came out. And my body started flushing. Yep. And it was...
I knew you were starting to get better because you were starting to get a little more ornery.
And a little more ornery. And that's when I did the couple videos. Did a couple of videos. The first day was the second day I'd had a shake. So when I did that first video, I'd had that for 2 days. And I'd started cleansing out my gut. Yep. And the quality of your life is the quality of your gut, of your gut biome and what you put into it.
You got to make sure you got good flora in your body. So, like, not only will this help, but if you can do it, do like kimchi or kombucha, because that will help your gut.
Yeah, and yogurts and stuff like that. So there's a lot to say, but this has all the freaking ingredients in it. You read this label, and everything that everybody's saying that you need to take, it's all in here. Everything is in there.
All the B vitamins, all the D vitamins. It has 23 essential vitamins and minerals, and what you don't get in here, you can get in there.
We get in our food. So these two things, if everybody were to grow gardens with that, and then have this as a backup. And one last aspect about this is because... Pull the lid off. This is a shake mix, and you mix it with some water.
You mix it with water, or you can mix it with juice.
Oh, this one's not open. All right.
It's not open. But they get the idea.
All right, so let's finish this up. If you don't comprehend that your body's a perfect machine, and as is being stated by Greg Hunter and a few others, that there is this deal about natural immunity.
Of course, yes.
And your natural ability to fight off issues. Mm-hmm. Okay, if your machine is operating properly, you can, but you start throwing the antifreeze in the oil and oil in the antifreeze, and
you're gonna F up everything.
You're gonna F up everything. And because of this being a dry powder shake mix, it does store really, really well. For all of you who've been buying food, I don't understand and can't wrap my head around why you would go to the corporations to buy this can of green beans or beans or any one of these things things that are supposed to be good for you but have been altered with things that are not good for you, like sodium erythorbate,
all those
sodiums. Do you need to be preserved? No. This will preserve you because it keeps your machine operating. So I didn't start getting better. She didn't start getting better until we started taking that. I want you to understand that's how your body works. I would not normally promote any kind of man-made product, but I have seen absolute miracles.
Mother Nature made it. It's just man just put it all together.
A guy came and got natural stuff and put it together. There are multiple flavors. There's lots of foods. You can get on the Isogenic website. So in order to get the best prices, let's wrap this thing up because it's getting long. Mm-hmm. You have to be an associate. So here's the thing. it is and can be, for those who want to make more money, a business, because
oh yeah, we've got a good friend in Montana. This is what she does.
yeah, she makes $100,000 a year.
She makes more than that a year.
Yeah, or had at some point. So you can do really well if you build a downline. Mm-hmm. Now, we don't get into it for that, but the reason the point I'm getting to is there's going to be individuals who have we've shared this with, that have not followed through with the regimen of drinking 2 shakes a day for at least a 30-day period. We have shared that with some, and some have figured it out and some haven't. And if you do that and you want to lose weight, I guarantee you this stuff will take it off and you will feel better, because our buddy who's in our community, he dropped 15 pounds, and now he's like, well, I'm not eating as good, so I'm not losing the weight anymore. But I feel great, is what he says. He says, so if you're interested in this, you know our email's in the...
yeah, your email's in the description of every video, so if you're interested, please give us an
email. Give us your number. We will call you, and we can do one of two things. If you absolutely want to store some of this for storable nutrition, not beans and rice. Beans and rice, don't cut it. You need nutrition.
Have this on top of your beans and rice, because you get all your other essential minerals that you don't get with
Yeah, so you need nutrition. So you can have this as a storable, or you can just have it on a regular basis. When we can afford it, we get what we can. We'll get 6 or 8 to 4 or 5 or 6 jugs of it, and need to finish here because I'm getting long in the tooth. But the point, the point is this: email us. Let me know who you are, YouTube channel, with your real name and a phone number, and we'll do one of two things. We'll either help you with an order so you can consider trying it, or if you know about it, you want to get into it, and you want to be able to make your own orders without bothering us, because we don't really want to do this as a business. But because it
put you in our downline, and you can order when you feel like
you can do whatever you want to do, or you could build your own. So there's a lot of options. We're not going to get into all of those, but only through an email, because after that we're done with this. I'm not building a business. I don't need it as an income, and I only want to do what I've done with you folks for 6 years, and that's help you navigate the battle, the crap storm that's here, the battleground that's going on, and you need to be as healthy as possible. And I would wager my living existence on this stuff, because I think it probably is what
it's helped.
All right, this is video number 2. I got one more to do, and we need to talk about AI. And how it works, because some people don't get it. So, long video. That's good enough. Say goodbye.